This reveals a lot about the San Antonio Spurs as we have officially made Julian Champagnie a member of the 25-26 San Antonio Spurs, and roster moves throughout the entirety of the offseason have made a role for one of our guys really murky, and we're going to discuss all of it here on Spurs Digest with your host Keenan Warner. And if you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys take a spur of the moment to get every Spurs moment by hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss all the great content we have coming for you. I did a video yesterday saying it was about that. Today is officially the 1-year anniversary when I made the first video on this channel, and it's crazy to think that we're close to 10K in our first year. We appreciate all of you guys, and we are so very thankful for everything that you guys have helped bring Digest Media to. Wanted to say that again. But San Antonio Spurs make $3 million roster decision on Friday. The Spurs have had haven't had a crazy 2025 offseason. Obviously, there was Durant talks, Giannis talks, and everything, but they got Dylan Harper in the draft, and we got that. We got Carter Bryant, you get Luke Kornet, you get Kelly Olynyk. Those are the roster moves that are smaller, but they're going to be big moves throughout the season because you gain depth. Those are the moves last year. You see the Alex Caruso move for the Thunder, those kind of things where you're like, oh, okay, these small moves will end up adding up, and that's what we did. We just made small moves and continuously, and the next move that we make that seems small but is good for us is the San Antonio Spurs will fully guarantee the $3 million salary of Julian Champagnie for the 25-26 season, sources tell Hoops Hype. Champagnie was one of 11 players to appear in all 82 games, shot 37.1 from the three-point line and 9.9 per game. So Julian Champagnie here, 9.9 per game, the 37.1 as I said, and a bigger overview, 4 rebounds and assists a game. The thing about Champagnie is he shot 37% from 3. That was really... If you obviously, as we watched, that was kind of streaky. He would go on these places where he would go cold, and then he could go on a heater for a couple weeks, and then he could go cold again, and obviously that's the level. In the way of shooting, you're going to go hot, you're going to get cold. But he is a guy who is a pretty consistent shooter, so it was a little weird to see him go up and down. But this year with him, he should have even more space with De'Aaron Fox fully being integrated, the second level Stephon Castle, and we've got Dylan Harper with Wemby, who should be even better. A team who can actually get a full off-season-ish together. I know people have been rehabbing from injuries, but we have been able to get in the gym, and we should be able to get in the gym and get a lot of play before the season because everybody going into the season, as of this moment, it looks to be healthy. But let me know what you guys think about us officially making Julian Champagnie portion of this roster. Do you think that he is going to continuously be one of the 8-9 guys in our roster, or do you think that he might be relegated to the 10, or maybe even 11 with the moves that we've made over the offseason? We'll quickly... Obviously, he's been an impressive guy. We've seen him in his rookie year, 4-year, $12 million contract, 8.5, 3.4. The 36.9 from 3 is nice, and then this is where you get a little bit of an overview of the guys we have really for our young talent. Take out Harrison Barnes with that. Harper, Wemby, Castle, Fox, Keldon Johnson, who we're about to talk about in just a second, Sochan, Champagnie, Vassell, and Harrison Barnes. Lots of young talent, lots of progression that can happen there moving forward. But with all of that young talent that we are getting, with the Carter Bryant edition, with the Dylan Harper edition, obviously Keldon Johnson plays a 3-4-ish hybrid with the Kelly Olynyk edition, with the Luke Kornet, which can move Wemby edition. Where are the minutes going to come for Keldon Johnson, especially when Devin Vassell or Stephon Castle are now going to have to play more over 3 too? They're going to have to play more at that 3 as well, not 3-2. But the Spurs have made it clear on their stance. They made their stance on the Keldon Johnson crystal clear. I mean, they have, depending on what you feel about Keldon Johnson, you're either happy or sad about it. But he's been a fan favorite. Obviously, he was a fan favorite, and then he became a fan little villain for a little portion of the time going into last year. But mainstay on the Spurs, Johnson has had a steady role, diminished going back to a starter, even leading the team in scoring in 21-22. I think we're 22-60 that year. Wasn't a great year. But his role gets even smaller, and then the renovations, of course, as I've talked, adding Dylan Harper, getting Carter Bryant will likely take more minutes away from him. He might not be a player in the rotation next year, like a legitimate portion of the rotation, because does he really need to be? What is he going to add to this roster that we don't already have in different ways? If you go through everybody on the roster, you're going to get players who are going to add in a certain way. De'Aaron Fox, good playmaker, one of the best guys downhill, great in transition. So you've got a floor general of a point guard who can really get downhill and put a lot of pressure on the defense in the paint, kick out for threes. Stephon Castle, defensive demon, can really get downhill, super great in transition, super great athlete, with a guy who is hopefully developing a jump shot. Obviously, Harrison Barnes, veteran, can shoot from the corner at a high level, post up if you need to. He's going to be the voice and the calming presence on the floor. Wemby, the superstar. Jeremy Sochan, that Swiss Army knife defender, can guard on the wing, can get in the post, can do a lot of different things on the court, and if he's really developing the shot like we've seen over the offseason, that is going to be another wrinkle added. Dylan Harper, another guy off the bench who's going to be getting downhill into the paint, kind of doing what De'Aaron Fox does, just in a different way. Champagnie coming in as a shooter. Kelly Olynyk, pick and pop big. Luke Cornett, rim protector. Carter Bryant, heavy athletic defender who is going to come in and just give complete energy and effort. Devin Vassell, a guy who can get you an isolation bucket when you need him. Keldon Johnson, another guy who can get you an isolation bucket, but it's not as consistent. He is not a great defender. He's not the defender that Carter Bryant or Jeremy Sochan is. He is not the offensive creator that Vassell or Fox or Harper is. He's not the offensive engine that Wemby is. So, he is just going to be third to fourth tier in all of the major things that you need. So we don't really need him. And it's not that he's a bad player. It's not that he can't play. I mean, overall, last year, he was 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, shot 48% from the floor, which is very good. 31.8 from three. He's always been an inconsistent three-point shooter for the majority of his career. He's 6'5", but doesn't really have that elite guard ball handling skills, of course. He's a wing. Keldon Johnson's just now an awkward fit on this roster. And it's not that he's bad, and he could be good on other rosters. Other rosters need that microwave-ish style player who can get you points off the bench, give you 24 quality minutes, can really hold down a unit for 4 to 6 minutes offensively because he can get on those streaks where you're like, oh, that's a legitimate offensive player. He's a legitimate basketball player in this league. It's just that he just doesn't need to be there. His inconsistency and the lack of defense, it's difficult to justify him over Champagnie. It's difficult to justify him over Carter Bryant, making his role questionable. He's still the high-energy guy. He still can come off the bench, but, if you're thinking, man, we just need someone to dog Shea for 8 minutes, that you're going to throw Carter Bryant in there. Or, hey, we need someone to space the floor. You're going to throw Champagnie in there. That's just how it's going to be. So Keldon Johnson is a guy who is truly expendable, and he is the one guy who is truly expendable on this roster. Vassell is someone who you can move off of depending on how it works. If we need an influx of X, say it's more shooting specific or more defensive wing 3-and-D specific, or we realize we want a kind of more of a 4 that's really versatile that can add in, so Kelly Olynyk and Luke Cornett don't have to play 18 to 20 minutes. They can play a little less depending on how they look. Obviously, we don't know. That's where Vassell's going to come in, but Keldon Johnson's really expendable. We don't have to have him. We don't need him. I do like him as a prospect. Let me know if you guys like him as a prospect. Do you feel like we need to keep Keldon Johnson? Would you prefer him over Champagnie or Carter Bryant or maybe the Kelly Olynyk minutes? Would you prefer that, or would you prefer that we try to move off of Keldon Johnson, maybe get, if we package that in a first and maybe get another rotation piece, or we just package Keldon and get picks going on forward and someone else who is in either a young situation or a veteran situation want him. But that's going to do it here for Spurs Digest. Again, happy year to the channel. Happy Thank you to Ben, Digest CEO. Thank you to Ben. Thank you to Josh. Thank you for everyone who was able to get me here to help out with this. And then thank you to all of you guys, because they may have made it physically possible for me to get here, but you guys have actually made this channel be something. So I just want to thank you guys again. Officially 1 year in, hopefully many more to come, and hopefully many more people are joining along. If you have gotten to this point, hit that subscribe button so you can be here for all the great things we have going forward for years 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. This is Keenan Warner, Spurs Digest, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon.